Dennis, great show. Leeds, Yorkshire. How are you feeling?
Great. It's we're both Yorkshire lads. We've been around boxing a long time. I'm not old enough to remember your career, Rick, but I've heard you were a quality fighter. But no, it's great to work with people like yourself, and I think this is the start of many shows that we want to put on here. It's a fantastic arena, and what a great event to start with, a world title, IBF vacant bantamweight title, and some local theme in there. You've got a kid on yourself, and it's going to go on from this onto bigger and better things, I think, Rick, and working alongside with people like yourself, Mick Marsden and some of the kids he's got. You've got young Josh Waddington, who's just won a Commonwealth title. I think he can go on to bigger and better things as well. So I think Leeds, all of a sudden, in the next couple of years, could be a mecca for boxing.
That's good. Coming back to the fight now, Vusi against Stuart Hall. Basically, you're talking about it's a 50-50 fight. You've got to see it that way. And at the end of the day, Tom, it can only be good for us if we win that fight.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I said it earlier that I put two vacant world titles on this year. Both kids fighting on their own turf, if you like, home soil, almost in their own town. Jim McDonald won the vacant title. Made history, first kid from Doncaster to fight and win a world title, and Stuart's aiming to do the same, first kid from Donington to ever fight for a bona fide world title, and hopefully he does the business and win it. Like you say, Rick, it's a 50-50 fight, but it's a great matchup, and you can't do no more than get a kid home advantage, not too far down the road from where he lives, and I don't think he's going to be left wanting, and I think he's going to surprise a lot of people just because his record has got a couple of losses against domestic kids, but I think he's learnt so much from them, and as you know, it's not the wins you learn from, it's the losses, and you can go both ways. Clinton Woods did it. He fought for the world title 3 times and he won it at the 4th time asking. Hopefully Stuart has learnt from the defeats and wins the world title at the 1st time asking.
Okay, the undercard you talk about, it's a great undercard. As I said, one of my fighters, Justin Newell from Leeds, the LS9 boy. Basically, we've got China Clark, we've got the new Stuart. But at the end of the day, you're talking about, it's really good that basically you're actually putting on local fighters. Because at the beginning of the card, when we had the first press conference, it was a situation where basically it was a load of out-of-towners in Leeds.
Yeah, that was a bit frustrating for me, and I spoke to you earlier about that, didn't I? And I was going to try and get a couple more of your kids on, Rick, but when you put your first television show on in a different town, it's sometimes difficult to try and accommodate everybody. Now, I've got a stable full of boxers from just down the road, half an hour away in Sheffield, and I've got I think 2 kids on this show. So it looked like we were going to have 20 fights on this show, and obviously we could have done. We started it on a Friday night, but 1 or 2 always fall away, and thankfully you managed to get at least one of your kids on, and we've got a bit of local thing. But you need the local thing, because why would we come to Leeds? We've got, hopefully we're going to put a lot more kids on in the future, but we need to get some champions from Leeds as well. So we've got a flagship at the top of the tree with all the other kids coming through, and that's the plan. We've got to start somewhere. We've got about 4 local kids on, I think, with China Clark, Steve Minnell, your kid, Jamie or Justin Newell, sorry, and we were hoping to get Josh Waddington on this show as well. So there's some great local talent, and these are the kids who could go on and fight for not world titles, but at least domestic titles, and then who knows, that's a springboard. Who knows, I'm the one to take them there, hopefully. Onto world honours, but you've got to start somewhere, and hopefully if we can get some domestic champions, then we can start beating the drum and say, look, these Leeds fighters and local fighters are the kids to look out for, and we can bring world titles back to Leeds, and that's what I want to be part of.
Collaboration, Queensbury, Francis and Frank Warren, Box Nation. You're talking about, is this going to be a regular thing, or is this just basically, okay, we'll see how it goes, and then we'll take it from there?
No, I've signed a multi-fight deal with them. I think it's always like any new partnership. You do a multi-fight deal, but I'm hoping it moves into multi-fight deal, where we're working together and really going out and signing some top fighters, top pedigree fighters together, where we're co-promoting. on a regular basis. But obviously, I'm from the north, and I think this is where the champions are bred up here, you know, mostly. And sometimes we've been drawn down south. And sometimes some of the kids, before they've served their apprenticeship, get thrown in before they're quite ready, and then you can knock the stuffing out of them, knock the spirit out of some kids. And you know, I've got a bit of a blueprint. I've got 1 or 2 kids who I'm bringing up nice and steady, like Lewis Taylor, who's on the bill, the fighting accountant. He's had 11-0 now, but he's ready to be let off the leash. Now it's all about timing, right fights at right time, and he's coming under the radar. And hopefully, and I think he will, he's going to make a dent in the middleweight division, which is a very exciting division at the moment. So that's what we do. We get the right fights at the right time, and if we can build some relationships, and you know, like we've got together, and nothing would please me more than me and you having a glass of champagne after we've just got us first world champion together. That will give me the big buzz. You can have your money and stuff like money comes and goes. Memories are forever, and that's what we want to make.
The collaboration with Asif Valley, is he a permanent fixture working alongside you?
He knows he ain't. You're going to ask me about my wife next. Is she a permanent fixture? Yeah, I mean, I've known Asif for many years, and I almost signed Amir when he first turned pro. And he says, still to this day, if I'd have bought Amir a nicer car as a signing-on fee, I'd have got Amir. But I think that's a little bit of a sales pitch. I think he's worked in Tenerife doing timeshare, actually, but I think if I'd have signed him, he'd give me 200 Benson and Hedges as well and a bottle of whiskey. But yeah, I hope so. I mean, look, a lot of relationships in boxing come and go. We've been close to pulling 1 or 2 big deals off in these last 6 months, which would have made a dent all over the world. And so hopefully we can do. But he's got his fingers in a few pies. See if he's working with Tyson Fury. He's looking at other stuff. So you know, if he brings me on them, that's brilliant. And hopefully we can complement each other. But I'm open to options, and we'll see how it goes.
And the question I've always been wanting to ask now, basically, they say you're a stress head. Have you been sleeping?
Who says I'm a stress head? I'm not a stress head. I like fun. I take after my dad. I like a bit of fun. Yeah, I mean, one thing's for sure, and I said it to every fighter that we sign. You know, we can do the business, and I did it when I've done the big shows in Vegas. Once I'd put everything, dotted all the I's and crossed all the T's, we've got to have a bit of fun along the way. Like I've just said, we're about making memories here. Once everything's cared for, the boxers have got everything prepared, everything catered for, I want to make this as much of a fun event as possible, because like I've just said, I keep repeating myself, it's a memory we're making. And on Saturday night, that's another memory. It's the first in Leeds and a world title, hopefully. And I'm pretty sure we're going to get his first champion, world champion, at the home of the Leeds First Direct Arena. So yeah, it's about making memories, and that's what I want to do. It's the achievement first, and hopefully we can make a few quid along the way.
From a proud Yorkshireman to another proud Yorkshireman, thank you very much.
Thanks, very good, gentlemen.